Scene one, Apple, take one. Scene one, Apple, take two.
So this happened yesterday, and I guess we've been waiting for it. It's been almost 2 weeks since the incident at Pike's Pub out there in Indiana. I know I said North Carolina yesterday, but you know, y'all, I'd be getting old. Out there in Indiana, they have arrested, well, they started with one guy, and one of our people told us yesterday, hey, they've arrested a guy, and we couldn't find that. We looked everywhere. Right then and there, we couldn't find it, but he was up there in the area, so he knew. And like I say, my people know everything. Between myself, my co-host, and my people, we know everything. So they let me know yesterday. But by the end of yesterday, they've arrested everybody that was involved in the Fort Wayne or the Indiana shooting up there. So we're going to cover that story, and there's a lot of pieces to it. What's interesting is what he was actually charged with and what he wasn't charged with, or what they were charged with and what they weren't charged with. 6 members of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, alleged members, have been all charged and arrested. It'll be interesting to see where some of those guys were arrested at. It'll be interesting to see what they were charged with and what they weren't charged with, and those sorts of things. We're going to look at several pieces of information here. So, hey, man, tie your scarves on. We're getting ready to get after it. I'm Black Dragon, and this is going to be 6 outlaws charged in beating of the black man out there in Indiana, have now been arrested. And stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. Well, all righty then. Here we go. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can use. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. And we have our co-hosts here. We are a very lucky program to have our own doctor in the house, Dr. Logic, man. We're so glad to have you, bro.
Good to be here.
Man, let me tell you what.
Honored to be here.
And we have running for District 2 out there, Detroit.
Yeah, you got me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning, Black Dragon. Did you get that link this morning?
No, what link, bro?
Oh, man, I send you stuff. You don't check it out. I got to send it over to Logic, man. God, dog, man. When things happen, man, you got to be up on it, man. You know?
No, he's not doing this to me, man.
God, dog, Logic. Did you get your text this morning about, let me see what time it was. It was early. Did you get your 6 o'clock text?
6 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, from Black Dragon.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, click on Detroit, stealing my car. Look at Lav here. Look at Lav. We're gonna have to show.
I didn't get nothing about you.
No, not for me. I'm about to send it now. Yeah, I've just said I'm just bothering Black Dragon, seeing how he has so much time on his hands. 6 o'clock in the morning, he's sitting up.
Okay.
Hey, I be thinking about y'all, bro. I be thinking about y'all. I be trying to get my stories together, man. Okay, so this here it is, Lavish. I got it ready. Stealing car. You're stealing my car. Wow. Is this you? Woman expected to survive after struck multiple times. A routine car repossession turned deadly. Wow! When a woman opened fire on the person taking her car. We're gonna look at this. I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be interesting. Okay,
It wasn't me. It wasn't my truck. It wasn't my
I can
truck.
see that now, but damn, the woman fired at one of y'all. I told you, Lavish, about taking people's cars.
Look, that's a dangerous hobby to have here in Texas.
I bet. I know it.
Loaded. Them yahoos ain't playing out there in Texas.
I know it's a job. I called it a hobby because how dangerous it is here in Texas.
I love it.
Lavish floats on the wild side. All right, here we are. Let's get right into this story here. Bam, action. Okay, 6 alleged outlaws. They always say outlaw, and they never really know the name of the club. It's kind of embarrassing. 6 alleged outlaws members, not 6 alleged outlaw members. Although you could say both, actually, being outlaws from the law and then outlaws, the motorcycle club. But anyway, 6 alleged outlaws members arrested in connection to Pike's pub beating. I always want to say Pike's Peak for some reason. We're going to look at this video here. So there's a bunch of stories associated with it. We're going to look at several here. That's why we're moving so quickly this morning, or we're trying to. So let's first see this.
A man in connection to the now viral video of a black man being beaten by a group of white men at Pike's Pub.
It comes almost 2 weeks after the May 30th incident, and community cries for justice. Wayne 15's Mia Pettigrew joins us with what we know so far.
Pat Sierra, the man has been identified as Justin Word of Churubusco. A judge issued a warrant for his arrest on felony charges of battery resulting in serious bodily injury, strangulation, and a misdemeanor charge. The arrest comes after a viral video showed several white men allegedly connected to a motorcycle gang called the Outlaws attacking James Simmons, a black man. Racial slurs could be heard in the background while the men were kicking and hitting Simmons, leading many to believe the beating was racially motivated hate crime. According to the Allen County Sheriff's Department, Wirt was arrested in Lima, Ohio, and has not yet been booked into the Allen County Jail. Court documents confirm his charges are connected to the same Pike's Pub case. This sparked community outrage, protest, and most recently, a call for the pub's liquor license to be revoked. Crime Stoppers tips led to the arrest, and affidavits named numerous others who may have been involved in the investigation, but so far, no other charges have been made. We're continuing to follow this case, and we'll bring you any new developments on air and on Wayne.com. Mia Pettigrew, Wayne 15 News.
Wow, so
When I look at all
that is very interesting. I want you guys to hear that, and this should be a warning to any motorcycle club out there that makes the mistake of doing whatever it is that they do, if it is illegal, making the mistake of doing it in public, making the mistake of shooting some people in public like we've seen in the past several weeks, making the mistake of beating somebody in public, making the mistake of taking someone's colors in public, making the mistake of getting revenge in public, making the mistake of kidding another crew without the blessing of the club or the nation in public. I want you to notice, and you're going to see in this story, how many people actually told on these guys. How many witnesses, you heard her say from the Crime Stoppers, people were calling in on Crime Stoppers. People were calling in saying, hey, man, this is the guy who did it. This is what he looks like. This is where he's from. It is amazing that stuff like that in the old days, stuff like that, a lot of times people would be quiet about, especially, when I'm doing this on Instagram or so, there's a lot of times I'll get this shouldn't even be spoken about. Those days are gone. This shouldn't be spoken about. Everybody sits by and everybody's quiet, and no one says anything. These people were singing like jaybirds, just singing like hummingbirds, singing. So, Lavish, one of your people's watching on the road. They said hello. I don't know if you saw that or not. From Boogie Down. So
yeah, they are on the road.
I'm
I'm
down
just
in Florida, I think.
Yeah, they headed up here to Detroit, man, to the Motor City. I'm just kind of wondering how are they communicating while
Right.
riding? But that
Yeah.
means that if they're communicating while riding, we must be something to watch.
While
They
they're
just
riding.
can't ride without it. They gotta watch us.
I gotta watch it.
They gotta watch us. But shout out to my club, man, to everybody, man, that's coming up to Detroit from Boogie Down, man, as we prepare for our breakout weekend.
Oh man, that's beautiful. So 6 men have been arrested for their alleged involvement in the now viral beating on May 30th. So when we look at this video, there's so much to see here. So let's go to this one. I hadn't seen this one. This one popped up while we were getting ready to go on live. This is the city council actually talking about what's going on there. Let's see. This is my first time seeing this. Let's see what happens. We need some sound. Here we go. Action.
Or any state in the United States.
There should be no establishment, no place for hate, period.
If you continue to stay silent, you are complicit in allowing this to continue to happen.
That we are welcoming and inviting of everyone here.
If this is a place for hate, then I don't want to be here.
We hear you, we see you, and we agree. Any establishment that creates or tolerates an environment that allows racism to thrive is a threat to public safety.
Members of City Council and the General.
Oh, SHIT. That is the meeting where people are trying to shut down this pub. And we saw that in Atlanta, down in Forest Park, when they shut down those girls' clubhouse. Here we are. So if your club is your bar or whatever is associated with biker violence, you can expect your shit to be shut down. Here we go.
General public say they will not tolerate violence in the community. They were talking about what happened at Pike's Pub. Now, a viral video that seems to show an attack of a black man by a group of white members of a motorcycle gang.
This letter, written by Councilwoman Raleigh Booker regarding the incident on May 30th, commends both the investigative work from the Allen County Sheriff's Department and the FBI, while thanking the community for its response. Since the incident happened just outside city limits, City Council cannot directly penalize the establishment. Prior to tonight's meeting, City Councilwoman at Large Michelle Chambers shared her own letter calling on the Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission to review the practices at Pike's Pub. Bree Andrews, who started a petition to seek attention of local leaders, spoke during public comment.
But today we are here to say no more. We have made undeniable progress because of the voices that have come alongside us with 6,880 signatures that have fueled our petition demanding accountability. Because of the persistence of the community, the Sheriff's Department has submitted probable cause affidavits moving us closer to arrest.
You can read the full letter from City Council on Wayne.com along with other council members' comments on the attack.
Now let's talk briefly about this young lady here. Was they say her name was Bree Andrews, is it? This young lady, Bree Andrews. This young lady has taken this bull by the horn. She is everywhere. She has written petitions. This young person has gotten involved, and she has caused a lot of action on her behalf. I don't know who she is, but they seem to know who she is. James Simmons' lawyer talked about her and thanked her. Not lawyer, but his spiritual
advisor.
Yeah, his spiritual advisor talked about her, and I've seen her petition and all this stuff. And now she's up speaking in Freddie City Council. This woman has sparked a great. You're going to see her. I don't know who she. You're going to see this young lady. You're going to see more of her because she took the bull by the horns, has been on top of this thing, man, like on it, doggone it. So you're going to see that. Let's go back here.
That one lady that was talking, she looked like a creamer.
Just like a what?
A creamer.
What on earth is it?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
I don't want to know.
Dragon. This is not a conversation for logic.
Okay.
So why would you bring it up?
But because I'm just saying, I'm speaking my mind, but I don't want to entertain it with the man of the cloth.
No,
but
I'm just the man on the clock there while you're talking about creamers.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I was looking at her.
Yo, he say something like, "Hey, man, that's not
Let Lavish.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
Let Lavish alone, man.
I just be looking on, certain women. In my mind, I'm just thinking like
your mind should be on the news.
Creamer.
I bet she's a
creamer.
Yeah, she looked like I'm just saying
I
the way I
about
look
coffee.
Well, it's white.
Oh, I know what you were talking about.
Yeah,
now.
she looked like she was that one black lady that was talking. She looked like she's like a creamer.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not, Reverend.
I'm listening. I
mean, please ask God to forgive me and logic right now. Okay. So, 6 men arrested in beating of the black men in Fort Wayne bar. So there, when you read all of these stories, each one says a little something different. What are these guys trying to put all of these damn things on? We'll get back to that later. So here we go. Fort Wayne, Indiana, 6 men now in custody because police say they were involved in the beating of a black man in Pike's pub in Fort Wayne. Court documents filed Wednesday say one of the men was the boyfriend of the bar's owner. Now, we had heard that. While all 6 are part of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, we've heard that. Both eyewitnesses and police all say all 6 were wearing Outlaws gear. Well, we saw that with our own eyes. The video of the beatings of James Simmons went viral. James Simmons went viral on social media. It showed several white men in Outlaws gear attacking Simmons with racial slurs being heard in the background. We all saw that. The Allen County Sheriff's Department said Justin Wirt, I believe he was the first guy that was arrested. He's a Churubusco man. He was arrested in Lima, Ohio, on charges of criminal recklessness, strangulation, and battery resulting in serious injury. Police eyewitnesses.
Lima, Ohio.
Okay. Did I say a different Ohio?
Yeah, you said Lima. He said Lima.
Lima. I mean,
can't get the word.
Cannot get it right, because if you say Detroit wrong, I'm gonna correct you, man.
You can't say the word wrong.
Detroit. Okay, so anyway, guys, Lima, Ohio. Thank you. In charge of criminal reckless strangulation and battery resulting in serious injury. Police say eyewitnesses told them that Wirt was the man who threw the first punch at Simmons and put him in a headlock. Did you hear that? Eyewitnesses said Wirt was arrested while delivering materials at a tank plant. So they got him on his job. So that means he probably doesn't have that job anymore. Another was found and arrested at his workplace in Huntington County. So he probably don't have his job anymore. The fallout, I want you guys to see the fallout in the bike clubs, because there's 2 sides to how all this stuff goes. And when they come get you at your job, that may or might not even known you were in a motorcycle club. A lot of times you'd be gone. 3 others were found by investigators in Allen County. The final man involved was discovered to be hiding at a lake property in Steuben County. That would be interesting to me. How the hell would they know he was hiding out at a lake? Somebody had to say something.
People were talking.
On Thursday, court records showed that 52-year-old Gerard Wade Impton was arrested on 2 counts of battery resulting in serious bodily injury. He is accused of punching Simmons in the back of the head. 3 others identified as those placed in handcuffs are Ryan Minnick, Christopher Yoho, and Kent Adamanis. Simmons has already vowed to press charges against every person arrested. Now, here's the funny thing. We had been reading that Simmons had refused to press charges. When you look at the affidavit, that's not in there. The FBI is involved in investigating along with several other of the alphabets in northern Indiana. The incident was also caused rallies in Allen County. We saw one of the city council rallies just now, with many residents both calling for this case to be investigated as a hate crime, as well as they're calling for stronger hate crime laws. Now, that is interesting because you will find that none of these guys were arrested for hate crime as of yet. Here's another story. When you piece these all together, you get more of what's going on. And a multi-agency investigation, let me make this bigger for y'all, in the arrest of 6 individuals involved in the violent assault at Pike's Pub. This is another account from a different newspaper. They said the Allen County Sheriff's Department, in collaboration with multiple law enforcement agencies, identified and apprehended these suspects. The agencies included the Allen County Adult Probation. So why was one of those guys on probation? The Allen County Prosecutor's Office, Steuben County Sheriff's Department, New Haven Police Department, Shawnee Township Police Department in Ohio. So, wow, they had the Ohio Police Department to arrest a guy that was in Ohio, I imagine. Auburn Police Department, Fort Wayne Police Department, Indiana State Police Department, Huntington Police Department.
U.S. Army Military Police?
Wow. U.S. Army Military Police Corps in Lima, Ohio. And the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Damn.
See, that's where I got Ohio from.
Yeah,
We talked about Ohio.
We did. Well, it's all there, man. All these, so when you read each one of these, you learn a little something differently. The assault captured on a bystander's phone showed individuals linked to the Outlaws Motorcycle Club attacking the victim in the pub. The video quickly spread on social media. Detectives worked together to gather evidence, established probable cause leading to the issuance of arrest warrants. It took them 2 weeks. All 6 subjects are taken into custody with just over 24 hours, within a little bit over 24 hours of the warrant being issued. Here again, we have the suspects: Christopher Yoho, Justin Wirt, Douglas Zuber, Gerard Empton, Kent Adamanis, and Ryan Minnick. One suspect was arrested while delivering materials to a tank plant in Lima, Ohio. Another was taken into custody at his workplace in Huntington County. 3 were apprehended in Allen County, and the final suspect was found hiding at a lake. So that's horrible. You go from walking around your town, wearing your colors, marching around in your bar, to hiding at the lake. It is serious business, and people need to understand that folks are this whole thing the way it used to be. This is not how things are going down these days. As you can see, each one of these stories covers it just a little bit different. 21 Live had a video as well. Let's check that out. Give us the video.
I have found the secret that the biggest YouTubers don't want you to know. Have you noticed how going viral on TikTok doesn't translate over to YouTube? Well, I found an app called...
6 people are now facing charges in what many are calling a racially motivated attack at a Waynedale bar.
It happened May 30th at Pike's Pub, with video of what police call a violent and deeply disturbing attack quickly going viral. 21 Alive evening anchor Amr Abbas joins us in studio. Amr.
Linda, Heather, the 6 men are 52-year-old Gerard Empton, 64-year-old Kent Adamanis, 35-year-old Justin Wirt, 66-year-old Douglas Zuber, 42-year-old Christopher Yoho, and 44-year-old Ryan Minnick.
Let's just look briefly at these guys' ages. One guy 64, one guy 66, a couple of guys are in their early 40s. One guy's 52 years old. 18 years in jail is not going to be pretty for any of these guys, especially the oldest guy.
All are facing felony, battery, and misdemeanor criminal recklessness charges, carrying a potential sentence of up to 6 years in prison. Justin Wirt, also charged with strangulation, he faces up to 8.5 years. Police say more charges may follow. In the video of the attack, the men affiliated with the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, according to police, are seen using racial slurs and beating James Simmons, a black man, inside the pub. According to court records, Justin Wirt threw the first punch and is seen holding Simmons in a headlock. Following the filing of those charges, we spoke to Fort Wayne Mayor Sharon Tucker.
This is another moment where if you trust the process and allow the officials to do the work that they need to do, they will work diligently to bring justice forward. And now that we have suspects, we will see how that will play out in the court system. And we should continue to rally together to make sure that we're doing everything we can to keep our entire community safe.
Court documents also detailed the injuries Simmons suffered. Those include a burst blood vessel in his eye, a head injury, several bruises, and a significant cut to his tongue and a large patch of skin scraped off his arm that you could be seen when he spoke publicly outside of the Allen County Courthouse. Now, in addition to police, the Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission is also investigating.
I want to stop for a second to show you his arm. The reason I bring this up is because it's mentioned
publicly outside of
in the affidavit. Let's see.
Outside of the Allen County
Courthouse. You see that's very interesting because it's actually mentioned in the affidavit. Although it's bad, to me it seemed worse because in the affidavit it said it was from his elbow to his wrist, and I just like, geez, how bad.
That's more money for me, man. This shit hurt.
Yeah,
I'm in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
This shit hurt.
People I'm reading the comments of people. A lot of people, they say, "Oh, they're snitches and everything." These are civilians. These are people that are going to the city hall and everything. These are civilians. They probably not even in the biker life. They just don't want this in their community. And once one person say a racial slur, whether it's against a African American, against a Caucasian American, they're gonna connect racially motivated attack. As soon as they heard that one word, it may not have been, but all you have to do is hear that one word, and now all the news, all the courts and everything, they haven't been charged with it or assumed to be charged with it, but they're gonna connect it as soon as they hear that one word.
No, I agree,
No,
man.
yeah,
It don't take much.
But that might be true, but that's not what has happened in this case. This is not they heard that one word, but they have none of those guys has been charged with a hate crime yet.
But they're
I don't even think, man, I want to be in this. I still go back. I don't even think that it's unfortunate that it happened, hate crime or not. If it is, if it isn't, I don't think that they're focused on that. I think they're focused on a fight and
the club.
In the club. I think that the fight is probably going to be broke down to a misdemeanor. I think that the focus that the legal the lawyer is aiming at is a lawsuit. That's just me.
They want some money.
They want. I don't even think it's about the guys getting arrested, going to jail, doing that. If anything, man, I look at it as it's going to be a misdemeanor, some type of fine. That's fine. Let's get them out the way. But we gotta use them in order to get what we want, and we're gonna go after the bar to get this money from this lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back and keep it moving.
Now, in addition to police, the Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission is also investigating, which could potentially lead to the removal of the pub's liquor license. In studio, I'm Boss, 21 Alive News.
I think it's going to be hard as hell for that studio or for that bar to keep its license.
Did he say I'm her boss?
Huh?
Not play.
Somebody said that was not the kind of cream that you could get you would want in your coffee. If that's what you're talking about.
You had to bring that one back up there.
Oh. So I do want to go back to a couple of comments that I remember. So Anthony Banks told us from the very beginning, they want it to be about color, and I promise it wasn't about color, but about someone acting a fool before the Outlaws were called. I'm just saying. It's interesting because Anthony has said this from the very beginning, from the day one. Anthony said that there was an argument over the fact that over a private party or something. You remember Anthony saying that it had something to do with this guy wanted a private party or something, and
I remember that part.
I remember it, and they wouldn't.
Yeah,
let him
I can't say I know about the private party. I thought it was about a bill, and he wanted to take the charges off the bill. I don't know.
Anthony said it was about a private party or a private event that the guy wanted to throw. That's what Anthony said from day one. The reason I bring that up is because we actually see that in the indictment.
Oh,
We don't.
he just
we
said
don't-
that he wanted to have his birthday party there.
Yeah, we don't see that other stuff in the indictment. We do see when Anthony says so. Papa Penguin says, 6 white dudes stomping out a black dude while one of them is dropping the N-bomb makes it really hard to argue that to a jury. Yeah, well, but that's not the charges. The charges are, and you're going to see it, the charges are more what Anthony Banks said from the beginning. So I just wanted to point that out. I don't think you want that kind of cream in your coffee, says Naomi. I put that aside for you guys to say that. Joe Dirt said, is this clickbait? I
Make
hope
sure he
not.
said it twice, though, Logic.
They will, the way you pronounce it is correct for the capital Peru, but Ohio, they pronounce it Lima instead of Lima. So I was right for the correct capital of Peru. So there. Now we know. So let's go now to let's go to the actual indictment. Here it is. We can read the indictment for ourselves in state of Indiana, County of Allen, felony and or misdemeanor. This was filed on 6/11/2025 in the Allen Superior Court. Here's the control document number. This is what we call in the motorcycle club world receipts. And this was the first person to be arrested, state of Indiana versus Justin L. Wirt. And, it's pretty bad when it's the state of Indiana versus your ass, because they got a whole bunch of resources you might not have. So the undersigned swears and affirms under the penalty for perjury that he has good cause to believe, and the undersigned is the officer that's bringing this indictment. He has good cause to believe that on or about the 30th day of May 2025 in the county of Allen and in the state of Indiana, the defendant did knowingly commit the crimes of battery resulting in serious bodily injury, a level 5 felony, strangulation. Strangulation is a felony, and it's a lot of guys who choke out their girlfriends find this felony sitting on their butts when they're getting ready to go to jail. A lot of the stuff they'll do, like beat up their girlfriend or hold her against her will and all that, breaks down to misdemeanors, but they get you with that one felony. When you put your arm around somebody's throat, that strangulation is a felony everywhere, especially in domestic abuse. So that's a level 6 felony he's being charged with, and criminal recklessness, and a class B misdemeanor. So the defendant is Justin L. Wirt. He is described as being a white male, born 5/31/1990. The affiant, Detective Corporal Keith Wallen, is an officer of the Allen County Police Department. The affiant, the one who's bringing the charges, believes and has good cause to believe that the defendant committed the aforesaid offense or offenses. The affiant bases his belief on the fact that on about May 30th, 2025, at approximately 23:06 hours, so it was 11:06 p.m., Allen County Police Department responded to a disturbance call at Pike's Pub located, and they took away the address, probably because Pike's Pub has come under a lot of scrutiny lately. But it's in Fort Wayne, Allen County, Indiana. Upon arrival, officers learned there had been a battery inside Pike's Pub involving multiple individuals battering a black male. Officers were able to locate the victim, James. James was seen by medics who responded to the scene. The victim was later identified as James Simmons III. It doesn't say here that I read, maybe it will, but it doesn't say that he refused to press charges. Let's see if we see that in here. On May 31st, 2025, Officer Doug Schroeder followed up with Kelly Roos, the owner. So the owner of the bar is Kelly Roos, a female. We now know who she is. I think we've been known that all along. During that call, Officer D. Schroeder was able to speak with Kelly Roos and Doug Zuber. Doug Zuber is her boyfriend. Kelly advised she had left the pub prior to the incident taking place. Doug advised he was at the pub when the battery occurred. Doug advised the victim, James, approached him, and here is where Anthony Banks' story comes in. He said Doug approached him about shutting the bar down for him on a Wednesday. or a Thursday so that James Simmons could have a private karaoke night. Doug stated that he told James no. Doug advised James continued to badger him continuously for another hour and wasn't getting the hint. Now, this is what our Anthony Banks told us from day one. From day one, he said this guy went on and on and on, and he was badgering the hell out of that guy, and that's how this all kind of got to where it is now. Somebody said the goober messed up with the N-bombs. He did absolutely mess up with the N-bombs. So that is interesting. So let's move forward. Let's move forward. So okay, he wasn't getting the hint. Here we are, back here. He wasn't getting the hint. So Doug advised him, I told him to pay and leave the bar, said Doug Zuber. Doug stated that the bartender had already cut James off at this point due to his intoxication level. Doug stated that James insisted he get him another drink. Doug stated that James started walking towards the door instead of paying his tab. Notice none of this about any extra money added on the tab or anything. Of course, Doug probably wouldn't say that. This is what Doug is saying. And Doug stated that I told him he needed to pay his tab. Well, Doug, you told him a little more than that. I heard you say more than he needed to pay his tab. How about he needed to pay his tab, mother effer? But anyway, he said I told him he needed to pay his tab. That is when the battery occurred. And the battery just occurred. The affiant was made aware of a video posted on social media that showed the battery. So the cops didn't know. I guess the video was already up on social media. So there you go, people. The video was already up on social media by the time the cops got to the pub. The video shows the involvement of Ryan Minnick in the battery. Minnick appears as a shorter white male with dark hair, with no noticeable beard, and wearing an Outlaws. They say outlaw, but it should be Outlaws biker jacket. The individual was later identified as Ryan Minnick. And they don't say the victim's name. They took it out, they redacted it, and they called that person Witness 1. Where did they get this Witness 1 from? Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers, that's where it came from. Crime Stoppers. So there you go. It's Crime Stoppers tip 833-M4285. That's the Crime Stoppers tip that told them that Ray Minnick was the guy who was who approached him, the little short guy, right there. And also Witness 2 from Crime Stoppers. Or no, maybe Witness 2 didn't come from Crime Stoppers. They just said Witness 1 from Crime Stoppers and Witness 2, who said they knew Minnick prior to the battery. So there you go. The Crime Stoppers tip stated the following. Ryan Anthony Minnick is that short white man with the outlaw jacket on that is standing between the two other outlaws and berating the black man, and is the main one that assaulted, punched, kicked in the face, kicked in the side, that black man at Pike's Pub. That came from Crime Stoppers. Minnick is seen in the video confronting James at the bar. Minnick is seen aggressively pointing his finger at James and appears to be telling James something. James attempts to walk past Minnick, but Minnick stands in his way. Minnick begins to push James. James turns his back to Minnick and begins talking to the other males with Outlaws jackets on. As the battery begins, Minnick is seen jumping into the middle of the battery and starts throwing punches. As the battery progresses and James goes to the ground, Minnick is seen punching James. Then at the end of the video, Minnick is seen placing his hands on or near James' neck. The video then cuts out. On June 3rd, 2025, Ryan Minnick arrived at the Allen County Probation Department for a scheduled appointment. So now we know that Ryan Minnick was on probation. So he arrived there for his regularly scheduled appointment. The affiant, which is this police officer that wrote this, was there. He requested the defendant to come to his office for an interview regarding the incident at Pike's Pub. Minnick was read his advice of rights, and intelligently he requested time to speak with an attorney. So that's how they got him. The video shows the involvement of Douglas Zuber in the battery. Zuber is a male white with a black cap, hat, and glasses on his head, a long grayish beard, and wearing an Outlaws t-shirt. Zuber is seen grabbing James and saying, "Hey, you're paying your tab. You're paying your fucking bill. You get your ass up there and pay your tab." James turns his back on Zuber, and Zuber shoves James in the back towards the bar. During the fight, you can hear Zuber state, "Beat that mother effer. Beat that effing Nigger up. Beat him up. Beat him. Beat that Nigger apostrophe S's ass." Zuber was identified by Crime Stoppers. Tip. Here you go. Crime Stoppers. Tip number 833-M4284. Stating the following. Doug Zuber is the man with the beard and sunglasses being held back by the witnesses, or being held back by, and then witness 3. Okay, so witness 3, I believe, might be the black woman, because we know she went and gave her testimony. So he's the man being with the beard sunglasses being held back by witness 3 in the Pike's Pub video. Doug's girlfriend is the owner of Pike's, and Doug is the money behind the bar. So now we know the affiliation to the club. It is alleged here in this affidavit, this indictment, it is alleged that the money behind the Pike's Pub bar comes from the boyfriend who is a member of the club. There's the tie there, at least allegedly. Additionally, Doug acknowledges in his interview with Officer D. Schroeder on May 31st, 2025, that he was at the bar the night of the incident. Zuber was also identified by witness 4. So we got 4 witnesses who was in the bar that night who knew him prior to May 30th. The affiant, the police officer, identified Doug as being involved and depicted in the video after meeting with him and Kelly at Pike's Pub on June 3rd, 2025. So even the officer identified him. 5 witnesses now. The video shows involvement by Justin Wirt in the battery. Wirt is a bald-headed male white with a full beard, also wearing an Outlaws t-shirt. The affiant was assisted in identifying Justin Wirt by none other than, once again, Crime Stoppers. This is tip number 833-M4267. That included a picture of Justin at an outdoor gathering posing with a female. So not only did tip number 833-M4267 identify Justin, it also sent in a picture of him at a gathering posing with a female. So whoever that was knew him personally enough to have a picture of him. The tip read as follows. I saw a video on the Nosy Neighbor page from a fight last night in a bar involving the Outlaws biker gang. The bald man that threw the first punch is Justin Wirt. He lives in, look at this. He lives in a villa and is a member of the Outlaws. Wirt was also identified from the video by yet another witness they call witness 5, whose name they took out. So that's 6, 7 folks, that including the cop, that are witnesses. Wirt appears to get right in James' face and aggressively speaks to James. Wirt then appears to punch James in the face, and the battery begins. The battery eventually ends up going to the ground, where Wirt has James in a headlock, while other members wearing outlaw attire kick and punch James. James was interviewed and said that his breathing was impaired as a result of the pressure applied to his neck by Wirt. You could see that guy twisting on his neck so hard, and of course he couldn't breathe. Your affiant made contact. So the police officer made contact with Fort Wayne Police Department officer Jeff Ripley due to his experience and expertise with the outlaw gang members. So they went and got an outlaw Outlaws Motorcycle Club expert who has a lot of expertise. They'll do that. They'll get somebody that knows a lot about that particular club, or maybe somebody who has the primary focus of prosecuting that club or video them or surveilling them. And they'll go to that person and ask, what do I need to know about trying to figure this out? They've got all kinds of people and stuff they use for those sorts of things. Officer Jay Ripley viewed the video footage of the battery and was able to positively identify Justin Wirt as the male white with a bald head. So now they've gone to an Outlaws Motorcycle Club police officer specialist, and he knows those guys so well that he himself is able to say, oh yeah, I can tell you that that's this guy. Mm-hmm. So look at all the things they got working against him. He identified Justin Wirt as a male white with bald head. Yeah, I know him. I arrested him several times, whatever he said. Long beard, wearing outlaw gear that is seen throwing the first punch and having James on the ground in the headlock. Officer Jay Ripley was able to name the other suspects in the case as well that are also seen in the video. So, yeah, he's an Outlaws expert for sure. The video shows involvement by Christopher Yoho in the battery. Yoho is male white with a long reddish beard, wearing a gray cap without an Outlaws vest as well. Yoho grabs James from behind, ripping James' yellow safety vest from his torso. Yoho was identified from the video by witness 6, who called in the information after viewing the video on social media. So witness 6 didn't need Crime Stoppers. He just called on in. He just picked up the phone and called on in. After seeing it, he saw it on social media. Yoho also throws a chair at James, while other suspects engage James on the ground. Yeah, that was a particularly grand move. Let's just hit this MFer with a chair on top of the head. But I guess it didn't hit him. It says throw the chair at him. The video shows involvement by James Empton in the battery. He is a male, white, also wearing an Outlaws vest or shirt. Empton was identified from the nosy neighbor's social media video through a tip sent in by witness 7, stating, "I see you, Gerard Empton." Damn. When people know you and they send that in, I see you.
They just call you out.
I see you, Gerard Empton. The affiant received another Crime Stoppers tip, number 833 M4293, stating the following. Pike's Pub incident, one of the outlaws is Jared Empton. He's redacted, has 2 Harleys. He's something. They redacted what he was. He's something. He has 2 Harleys, 1 black and 1 orange, and a red crotch rocket. Damn! Empton is seen at the beginning of the battery throwing a punch at the back of James' head. So whoever knew him said, "I see you, James. I see you, bro. And I know all about your bikes and your orange, black one and your orange one and your red crotch rocket. And just let me tell everybody about you." Your affiant, the police officer, made contact with Fort Wayne Police Department Office Nicholas L. Lichten, due to an involvement he had with Gerard Empton. So he went to a police officer who had an involvement with Gerard Empton. Officer Lichten viewed the video footage of the battery and was able to positively identify Gerard Empton. Yep, that's him. I've dealt with him before as the male white who is balding with grayish hair, a short beard, and wearing a black shirt with the white patch on his right breast, standing behind the victim, James. So, if you're wondering why it took 2 weeks to make this happen, he's got positive identifications from people that know these people, from people that have arrested these people. He's been to the probation officers' places. there's been if you read this, you can understand by reading between the lines that there's been a hell of a lot of police work to go on here to write these three short
Well,
pages.
they had a task force. They had the army and all kinds of people going on this thing.
But you got the one police officer, the one who wrote this affidavit. All these things he's talking about are things he did himself, where he went to this person, he went to that person, he went to this person. The video involvement by Ken Adamonis is let's see. I'm sorry. The video shows involvement by Kent Adamonis in the battery. He is a male, white with gray hair, a handlebar mustache, and wearing Outlaws attire. Adamonis is seen on top of James throwing punches. Adamonis was identified by witness 8, who was at the bar the night of the incident. Witness 8 stated she has known Kent, Doug, and Kelly Roos for years. So not only am I a valid witness, I've known them for years, and I'm willing to tell on they ass. Kent Adamonis is seen in the video standing up and kicking James while he's being held down, kicking him in the face, I might add, several times. That had to hurt. James Shipman III was interviewed on June 5, 2025. And so this happened May 31st or something. He wasn't interviewed till June 5th. His injuries consist of a broken blood vessel in his eye, a significant cut on his tongue, several contusions, and a head injury. James was taken to a local hospital the night of the incident and had to go back to seek additional medical attention for the cut on his tongue. During the interview, James stated he couldn't breathe due to the chokehold. James stated that he was sore on his back and legs. James took the bandage off his right forearm to show the affiant, the police officer doing the investigation, his injury. The affiant observed a large patch of skin scraped off from the elbow almost to the wrist. So we saw that, and it looked ugly too. James advised, but it wasn't as big as I thought it was, but it was pretty nasty. The affiant observed a large patch of skin, scraped off almost from the elbow almost to the wrist. James advised that he had to follow up with an eye doctor for the broken blood vessel in his eye. So he's got to go see an eye doctor for even more treatment. The battery traveled. So the battery is the attack. The attack traveled from the bar area across the floor of the bar. The battery traveled from the bar area across the floor of the bar. There were patrons in the bar at the time of the battery, and several of those patrons were in the path of the ongoing battery. So why is it important that he points that out? He says at one point, when the suspects took James to the ground, they crashed into a table. The violence on the part of the suspects created a substantial risk of bodily injury to others in the bar who were not involved in the battery. So that's why he talks about that, to also say not only were they reckless, they were endangering other people and just acting a damn fool. I affirm under penalties of perjury that the foregoing representation is or are true. And this is the affiant is Detective Corporal Keith Wallen. Badge number, I believe. Maybe that's badge number 257. Here's his signature here on 6/10/2025. And what does the court do? So you got either probable cause found, arrest warrant issued. They put an X here. The court finds probable cause does exist for the arrest of defendant and orders clerk to issue a warrant for the arrest of the defendant for the crimes of battery resulting in serious bodily injury, a level 5 felony, strangulation, a level 6 felony, and criminal recklessness, a class B misdemeanor. Bond is set in the amount of, they don't say here, defendant subject to all conditions listed in pretrial supervision order, signed 6/11. So he turned this in on 6/10. The judge found it on 6/11. Judge Allen, Circuit Superior Court Justice. There it is. That doesn't look like the name Allen. It looks like Steve. Steve something or other. Interesting. But there's your case there. No mention of bills being added to the tabs being extra things being added to his tab. No mention of that. No mention of him not refusing to testify. No mention of that. No mention of a lot of these things. What do you think? Are y'all there?
I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. I don't have to say. I mean,
that was a lot to digest, man. But I mean, I will tell you, man, that was a lot to digest, man. I've almost felt like I was in a lecture.
I'm still hung up on the fact that the Army was involved. Army, military, police. Is somebody in the military?
No,
military police don't get involved in.
Those guys are all too old to be in. 40-something. Be
They
getting
don't get involved in civilian incidents. At all. Was this on a military base? Installation, or I don't understand why the military
around in Los Angeles. There's no reason that they can't be. Wow.
Oh,
yeah, they do private stuff now. Okay, well, anyway, that's no need to talk it to death. That's what's going on.
Well, it's going to be a lot. It's a lot to they have to untangle once they get to trial or court, or if a lot of the charges stick, like Lav was saying, it might come down to battery. If somebody was on probation and then got all these charges, all these federal charges, they might be. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know more about the law than I do.
Ken said too many people got knowledge of their whereabouts. Man, Stitch is getting that Crime Stopper money. Oh, do you get Crime Stopper money? I'm not saying no names, but the guy that kicked him in the head was not arrested. Oh. Huh. Well, don't say no names then.
Don't say no names.
Indiana
don't. Witness number what they got? The 8. You be witness number 9 or 10. Redacted.
Okay, so the guy that I thought kicked him in the face didn't kick him in the face. That was just somebody that Minnick was on probation.
Minnick is on probation. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say no names. We didn't say you said no names. We didn't say you said no names. Sounds like a multi-task force. Yes, Black Dragon, my wife is from Warner Robins. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's just right down the street. Lima's about 40.
Acknowledge Mr. Jones for giving you justice for Tank.
No, I haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, okay.
Lima's about 45 minutes from Fort Wayne. All outlaws ain't racist, or anyone riding a motorcycle don't mean you're racist. No.
Mm-mm.
Nobody's calling all outlaws racist. No one's calling all outlaws racist. Yeah, get all my books at blackdragonsgear.com. Don't forget that. Thank you, Lissa. It's good to see you. They ain't wearing no colors in Fort Wayne. Probably not wearing colors right now. The MP connection is interesting. Most likely means there is someone with a military background involved with the outlaws, and there is probably a task force involved for some bigger stuff than this, says Papa Penguin. Traveling one time sounds like a fight going to turn into a possible RICO because of how they escalated the charges. Right now, the charges don't seem to be too bad for what happened. They're running bikers off the road because of this incident. Are they? Who is running? We haven't heard that, but are bikers now in the crosshairs? And that happens. That can happen. This guy's asking the hard questions. COCOTX Blanco Negro asking the hard hitting questions. I don't know. Tell me what that means. Fafo gotta go see your peeps morning. Hey, what's up, Tasha? Good to see you out there in Portugal. If the place were known to be racist and Trump supporter, what was he doing in there?
He was a regular.
Oh, this is what he means by this guy's asking the hard question. Yeah, he's a regular there. And just because you got a Trump flag flying, does that make you a racist? Some people would say so, but many people would say not. That's just a guy you want to be your boss or your president. As an ex-S sergeant at arms of a club, everybody wants you to do something, tell you, knock him out, then you're the bad guy. Funny how that works. Yeah, so keep your hands to yourself. Sergeant at arms should be a smoozer before he's a knockout artist. Let's see. Miss Lotus has a Facebook page. This is you guys look at what Lisa says because she advertises all of us out here. Chris Leach calls himself a racial epithet. There, I said it, but I didn't say it. We're not doing that. We're not going to call you that on the show. No, we're not. We're not calling you that, man. Everyone saw 6 whites jumping on 1 black. That's where race came in. Nothing else considered, says Ken Rawls.
I don't know, man. You know, when people say that, it's not just 6 men, because I done seen, you know, some white dudes jump on some black dudes, and you know, us black dudes was just like, dang, man, he got stumped out. It wasn't no race factor. The race factor came in with the slurs, man.
So Crime Stopper got to be bankrupt with all these everybody's Crime Stopper's goes away, but we don't want no more tips.
Oh man.
Yeah, time, man. What is wrong with me? I can't speak today. Crime Stoppers is not is man. They're
giving out $1,000 per. Maybe it's $1,000 if they get a conviction. I can't see you getting $1,000 for just telling them what.
They say tips that lead to the arrest. In a lot of those.
Oh, really? Okay. Only time I saw Crime Stoppers was when it was on TV. And that was a long time ago.
Freshly Single says, Freshly Single 1984 is not so freshly single anymore. But perception is reality, but innocent until proven guilty. Initially, it's about what it looks like. Got to go to court and prove it isn't. A lot of times, yes. People are sick and tired of racism. It's destroying this country. It was built by racism. Now it's being destroyed by it. Lavish was speaking his mind. He about to shoot his shot at Bree.
Lavish, what happened? Wait a minute. I must have missed something.
He said it. She looked like a creamer.
Oh, he wasn't talking about Bree. He was talking about the other lady. What you talking about, Bree?
Hold on. Bree was the black girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The first one. Not this one that was outside.
The one that was in before.
Yeah, Bree was the second. Bree was the second. The Bree was the one inside the
right
meeting.
Yeah.
That's what
the other one that was outside. She looks like she's pretty boring and stiff.
You can't just judge a book by its cover.
I know, but I mean,
we're at an hour.
You know, that's just what I think. You go into something and you think about stuff. You think you like, you know, man, if that was me, I'd be doing woo 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 woo. And then you go into it, you know, this is what you think going into it. You know, you think, oh, I've seen this girl. She must have got a great personality. That's what you think. And then you have to find out on your own when you go in there. And
Thank
you
you,
meet her.
Mr. Jones, for that cup of coffee, man. I absolutely appreciate it, man. Okay, so we are getting these comments are running heavy, but we're at an hour now, so it's time for us to get the hell out of here.
It is, man.
It is, man.
I didn't get to your comment. I'm sorry. In reality, this stuff cannot be made up. Crime Stoppers. Yeah, it's yeah. Wow, the comments are just coming. I can't even catch up to you guys. Oh, also, thank you, Mr. Jones, for my Justice for Tank. Absolutely appreciate your donation. Thank you so much. The government and Democrats love stoking racism. Wait a minute. The government and Democrats love stoking. I think everybody stokes racism. These modern movements have set progress back many years. They've made things far worse before making them any better. Good observation, Papa Penguin. Good old spell check. Papa Penguin's on it every morning. Okay, that's it. All right, what do you have, Lavish, coming up? That's our story for today, man. And we told you, we took us an hour to tell it. So,
man, we got, man, this weekend in Detroit, man, it's gonna be a packed weekend, man. We got Boogie Down Breakout going on right now. All chapters is mandatory to be in Detroit. Tonight, it's mandatory that they are here. So we doing Boogie Down Breakout, but not only just that, man. Next Level Detroit is also having their anniversary, which we will be in attendance. So between the two clubs alone is going to be a slew of motorcycles in the city, and as another club in the city as well having a party. So, you know, we are pretty much bouncing and got everything in order where, you know, this club is going to be open from this time slot to this time slot, and then we're going to go over to this club that's going to be open from this time to this time slot, and then we're going to leave that club to go back over to my club that's going to be open from this time slot until sunrise. So Detroit is going to be pretty active this weekend. So I'm going to be patronizing with members of my club near and far.
wow. Nice. Well, you have fun, man. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of video from you.
I laughed at my national. He called me and asked me about that. And he said, yeah, man, you know, he had all these big plans and he said this and he said that. And then I said, well, I can do all that stuff, but what's the club's budget? He said, what? I said, you know, that is work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the club. I mean, I do my own personal videos, but I mean, what you're talking about is a job. I'm supposed to be partying, having fun. Now you're talking about work. So let's talk about the budget. What's the budget going to be?
Yeah, they're not paying you for that, my bro. That ain't happening.
I'm going to get it out of them one way or the other. Trust
One
me.
way or the other. All right, Pastor, what do you got for us?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm just getting ready. Got to put the Road Glide in the shop. Not this weekend, probably next weekend.
That's standard with those bikes.
No, it's not standard. I'm going to try to ride my motorcycle this weekend.
Wait a minute. You ain't even let me tell you why.
It might go in just to get service. He might want to change his tires.
I'm going in to get my new shocks and on there, get my front brakes checked because
what kind of shocks you getting? Are you getting those Orland shocks?
No, I have I have air shocks by I keep forgetting the name of the shocks I bought.
Yeah, because the standard
you
one.
got air. I don't like that air stuff, man.
I'm short, man. I have to drop
You
my
never
bike.
have to change the shocks on certain motorcycles you buy.
No, you don't understand. I lowered my bike, and since I ride long distance, the shocks that I have on the bike are not good for bumps. I feel all the bumps, and sometimes I ride two up. So I'm changing my shocks back for a more comfortable ride. I'm on my way to upstate New York at the end of the month, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. That's why my bike
passing through Michigan. What's your route?
I'm going 20 to 95 and up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I might come back that way. I might. I'm thinking I might turn around and head down to Key West and get my and do my second time going to Key West. That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
Have you did Maine? Have you been to Maine?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did Maine.
I want to go
I did
up
Maine
there.
on my V-Ride though. I did Maine on my V-Ride.
Okay.
Road Glide.
I want to do the Maine thing, and I think it's one I want to do the Maine just because it's going to Maine, but I also want to go up there to do the all you can eat lobsters. Have you did that?
No, I don't eat lobster.
Oh, okay.
No, well, I went to Maine because I was starting to do I wanted to visit all the lighthouses all down the south, up the East Coast and everything. Take pictures of all the lighthouses around the coast, the borders of the United States. So
G-Dub makes an interesting observation. He says now them feds are going to bring them hate charges. I never thought about that, but that absolutely could be some federal.
I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal as it is. I mean, we're talking about it. I personally don't. I think it's just because of the media is blowing it out. I think the biggest thing is going to be them trying to get a lawsuit. That's just my personal feeling.
Well, we will see how it breaks out.
I mean, when you break it down, it's still just a fight in the bar. It's just all the extra stuff going along with it to blow it out bigger than what it is.
That one person that made it that one word, that said that once he called him the N word, you can change the whole perspective of everything from start to finish. And yes, the media will do it. Yes, the courts will do it. If they're after a certain group of people, they'll use it. You know, you can play the race cars on both sides of the table.
Well, I got to get ready to get out of town, guys. I will be headed this weekend to the jungle. I'm going to the jungle, and I'm being welcomed there by Forsaken MC, their 19th anniversary party. I'll be there tonight from 9 p.m. until at the Forsaken MC Clubhouse. The meet and greet is Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. You're going to be at the Ukrainian Youth Center at 301 Palisades Avenue, Yonkers, New York, from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. because the anniversary day party is from 5 to 9 at the Ukrainian Youth Center. Trophies will be there. Most repped on 2, most repped overall, most repped out of state, most repped social club, most repped on 4, furthest distance. Book closes at 8 p.m. After party is going to be right at the Forsaken MC Clubhouse. Hey, man, just focus in on this thing right here to get your tickets, $20 for the weekend. We're going to be in the jungle, and there ain't no party like a Forsaken party, my bro. There's going to be
shout out to them, man. Shout out to Forsaken.
And all of those folks. So, man, that's where I'll be tonight.
Silverback, of course he's not riding his motorcycle, man. It's bike season. Even though it's bike season, he not riding his motorcycle, man. He gonna get on an airplane. Come on
guy
now.
has flown to 4 damn annuals this year in the last 2 months. Gonna talk to me about flying to an annual. Boy, stop playing with me.
I'm out on medical. Medical.
You wasn't out on no medical when you went to them places. Did you flew to see the Road Nurse Divas? I would at least rode.
Riding season. I was working, my man.
Riding. We don't have a riding season.
I'm working too.
You know, when I work during the summer, I ride. Come on, Dragon. You keep saying. So here's the thing. I will never deny if I ride or not. First of all, I would never deny that. Michigan, we have a season.
I ride or not either.
No, we have a season. We're not like the West Coast or Texas where it's year round. So no, I'm not going to leave out in the Arctic cold to ride somewhere to record.
Chris said, ride, go ahead, drive in and then rent a bike and ride around.
No, he's not going to rent a bike. I'll give him a bike and he's not going to ride.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, that you got a season. Fly out.
Oh, you know what, man?
You go rent a bike where you go.
You know what? For the work that I be doing down there, man, even when I do ride a bike somewhere, I'm never on the bike because I got to be everywhere that they're at.
He got every excuse why he can't ride, but me not being able to ride is just a horrible thing.
I have no excuse. I make no excuse. When it's time for me to ride, I'm going to ride. I make no excuse.
Listen, if I start riding backwards right now, you still won't catch up.
Let's talk about 2025, man. You that guy that's stuck in the time. You that guy that talk to the young people, and the young people don't care about what happened 30 years ago, Dragon. Let's talk about now.
If I got more time backing up to a curb than you got riding forward.
I'm getting legend. I'm gonna bring this back. I'm getting legend shots front and back.
Oh, I heard about legends.
I already have them.
I heard about legends. Yeah. Hey, you know that guy that be in the hood, man?
Called your ass out. What the hell is a riding season? Never heard of it. I never heard of it either.
Yeah, well,
dragging, riding, rain, sleet, snow.
But I understand because if you up north, like where I'm riding,
listen, man,
you up north, and like up north, upstate New York, you ain't riding all year long.
You're not riding all year round, man. You come live up in Michigan and think you about to ride up here, snow, ice, sleet. Now,
Buffalo,
if I'm on the bike, yeah, it's not happening, man. It sounds good for the people that ain't really living it, man. Hey, it sounds good in the mug on the chats. Hey, man, what's a riding season? A riding season in the north in Michigan is, hey, to the end of October, November, all the way back until you get to like April, May.
April, yeah.
Gilbert Riviera rides year round in New York. Y'all ain't colder than New York.
I don't think I'm colder than New York. Gilbert
Well, wait a minute. Well, but he might be in the city. Gilbert, are you in the city? Because you're not up north New York. I mean, upstate New York.
You don't know where he
It's
is.
snow in Rochester and Albany and Buffalo.
It don't snow in the other part of New York.
They don't get as much snow down in the city. No.
Oh, they don't. Okay, didn't know that.
No.
Okay. Whole grain trucker, if anyone's in the central Illinois
area. In Brooklyn. Yeah, in Brooklyn, they'll get cold, but
A whole grain trucker says if anyone's in the central Illinois area, Untouchable Motorcycle Club's 56th anniversary annual Father's Day field meet, in Danville, Illinois. Stop by, meet and greet tonight at their annual dance. Saturday will be their annual dance, and the field meet is Sunday. So stop in and hang out with your boys up there with the Untouchable Motorcycle Club in central Illinois. There you go. All right, guys.
Gilbert, let me say this to Gilbert. Gilbert, yeah, my family in Brooklyn, they be always asking me, man, you be all up here riding your bike up here. Why don't you come to the city? I said, where am I park my bike? Because I am parking my bike on the street. Y'all can hang it up.
I never been.
I don't know where they park. On the sidewalk? I don't know.
I'm parking my bike in the street.
Oh, somebody's come to your rescue here. Yes, we have a riding season in Minnesota too, but better get on planning your trip up to the Iron Range. Oh, that's 81. That's 81. Hey, they're inviting us.
What up?
That's 81 inviting us to the Iron Range. We're gonna get in trouble for that one.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna roll up there, man. I don't know about dragging, but I'm gonna definitely get up there.
If Lavish is going, I'm not going because Lavish looking for,
trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going in that town. They're gonna introduce me to the people. We're gonna be like, man, I don't know who that black dude is, but he one cool MFer, man. For real, man. Double OG Rough Riders, what's happening? Ohio in the house.
This is actually Mama Iron Ranger. So she's one of the females or wives or girlfriends that supports the Iron Range up there. Yeah, they want us. They said we can come up and ride with them. All right, hey man, let's get the hell out of here. I got to get ready for my trip. I'm gonna be running to get to that airport. I got to leave at least 2 hours early.
Yep. All right now.
All right, man. Y'all take care. Lavish, good luck as you're running for District 2 out there. Where's your thing? Put your thing up, man. Your card. Where's your card?
I don't have it in front of me.
All right. Well, Lavish is running for District 2. Make sure to vote for Lavish. Have a good day, young man. You take care and ride easy, okay?
All right now.
All right, Lavish. Peace.
Yep. Richard, let's get you out of here and action.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is your boy Logic down here in DFW. Keep It Logical is the YouTube page. Listen, this is the weekend. I know it's going to be raining on the East Coast and wherever you at. If you're getting on the road, you're getting on the super slab, remember these words. Ride hard, ride safe, and always, always ride on faith. And keep it logical. Peace.
Right, and it's your boy Black Dragon. Hey, man, thanks for tuning in. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Get up there to New York and see me, and let's have a good time, man. And everybody else, be safe out there, and try not to do anything dumb on camera. They're looking, they're watching, and they're calling Crime Stoppers. All right. Try to find some way to treat somebody out there like a precious piece of solid gold. Your motorcycle club career will be much better if you do. I'm out. Yeah. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
Friends.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.
It's definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Ro? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, when most percenters get into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1. Stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the set can be volatile. It can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG, bonafide, certified, a true MC. The biker boys, the biker boys. It's in the house, so most definitely blow the whistle for Black Dragon, Biker TV. That's right, I said Biker TV. See, one day, young Dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Black Dragon. Black Savage. MC. That's right, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Black Dragon's Biker TV at its best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, he just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon, I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. Dub V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.